So, like I said many times the past week or so, it's a big weekend for wrestling. And one of the main pay per view events that took place this weekend, or at least today, was Impact Wrestling Under Siege 2023. There was a total of 10 matches on this card, two matches on the pre show, and of course, the rest taking place on the main show. Not a bad show, really not a bad show. Um, we kicked off the show with Nick Aldis. Obviously, Nick Aldis recently making his return to Impact Wrestling. I believe he's not signed to a main contract deal with Impact Wrestling. I think he's just testing the waters. I don't know. I may be wrong. Someone, if I am wrong, you guys can let me know in the comment section. But he went on to defeat Kenny King by submission. And to be quite honest with you, this was the right call to have Nick Aldis go over. I mean, Nick Aldis, I feel like, if you're going to really build him up as a strong competitor, let alone to the world champion main event scene, he's gotta win. With this being his first match back, he can't just lose right off the gate. You know what I mean? So solid win and solid opener. We had a six-man tag match player. We had Ohio versus Everything, Jake, uh, Chris, and Sammy Callahan and Rick Swan defeating the Design, Angels, Diener, and Khan. Um, yeah, this was a somewhat of a fun six-man tag team match player. Obviously after what went down with Sammy Callahan and everything, I think it was only right for well OVE to get the win, and of course Rick Swan. It's kind of interesting. All these years, Sammy Callahan and Rick Swan going at it, and now they're teaming up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a little cool to see. Not gonna lie to you, not gonna lie. But the next match was the official Impact Wrestling pay per view in ring debut. This was Trinity's first. Granted, she has wrestled on Impact, like Impact TV, but this is her first pay per view wrestling since signing with the promotion. And Trinity took on Jezel Shaw, and she defeated Jezel Shaw. If I mispronounce her name, I apologize. But she defeated Shaw by submission, and I thought this was somewhat of a nice little match for Trinity. Trinity, since coming to Impact, like I said, I may not watch like show for shows, but I'll watch like YouTube clips and highlights. And I gotta say, she's been looking nice so far. And I thought tonight against Jizzle Shaw, she looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, she looked pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if like by Slammiversary, which I believe is in July, they they won't place Trinity in the world title position. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like because with Trinity, Impact is gonna probably want to set her high, so they're probably not gonna want to waste any time. Giving her some big wins, putting her in that chance to get that big title shot. But moving on, we had the tag team match player for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. We had ABCA Austin and Chris Bay defeating Subculture Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. And yeah, it was a solid. I thought it was a solid tag team match. But I think Ace Austin and Chris Bay. I think having them retain their titles was the right call. I felt like they should not be losing their titles, at least to this team, or at least right now at the moment. I think Ace Austin, Chris Bay, they're pretty good as a tag team. Pretty good as a tag team. So keep the titles on them just for a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Next match was Trey Miguel. This is one of the probably, in my opinion, one of the best matches of the night. Trey Miguel, Chris Sabin for the Impact X Division Championship. I've said so many times in the reviews how much the X Division is just so cool. And Chris Sabin and Trey Miguel went out there, and I feel like they put on a show for the Impact crowd. Definitely put on a show for me, man, because I was certainly entertained by it. There were some moments, I'm not going to lie to you all, I thought Chris Sabin was going to win, but Trey Miguel ended up picking up the win, which I'm not mad about. Trey Miguel, oh my God, the dude's killing it as X Division champion. I'll be curious to see who's he's gonna drop the belt to for real. Um, Next match was a six-way match to decide the number one contender for the Impact World Champion. It was Alex Shelley who defeated Eddie Edwards, Frankie Kazarian, Jonathan Gresham, Moose, and Yuya Yomura from New Japan. And honestly, I thought the match it kind of fell all over the place, which is kind of completely understandable because you're trying to get everybody to get their spots in and do what they need to do. But Alex Shelley and obviously the winner of the main event, who we're about to get into, I think it should be a little fun little matchup for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. Um, Obviously, the semi-main event was the last chance match for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Deonna Purrazzo defeating Jordan Grace in another really good match, just like their match in Rebellion. But because Jordan Grace lost, she can no longer challenge Deonna Purrazzo because Deonna Purrazzo is champion. So as long as she's champion, Jordan Grace, no matter what circumstances, no matter how many wins she gets from now on, she's not going to be able to challenge for the title. Like I said, this was a really good match. This isn't the end for Grace. I'm sure she will be able to find her footing somewhere else in this, division. Maybe even try to take another crack at the knockouts, tag team belts or something. But this isn't the end for her. It isn't. But Deonna Purrazzo had to win tonight. It was the right call. I felt like it was the right decision. Deonna Purrazzo, I feel like, should remain champion at least for a little bit longer. Main event time, no DQ, Impact World Championship. Steve Macklin, PCO. Dude, PCO's a freaking beast, man. This dude is like what? This dude is 55 years old, man. This dude is a freaking beast, dude. And tonight he showed that against Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin showing the world why he won the Impact Wrestling World Championship in the first place. And like I said, man, I'm not surprised by the result of the main event. I'm not considering, the stuff that went down, but overall, I thought tonight Impact Wrestling Under Siege was a really, really, really good show tonight. Granted, it's not going to get a lot of attention unlike Night of Champions that's going to take place, and then NXT and Double or Nothing this Sunday. But again, Impact, I felt like once again put on for the most part, a pretty good show for the most part. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Impact Wrestling Under Siege review. I will be back tomorrow for the Night of Champions review. And then, of course, like I said, Sunday we got NXT and Double or Nothing, which those two videos are going to be split up. I'm not combining those two. Those two are going to be their own separate video. Oh, and I'm going to try to cover the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Junior Finals. So if I make a video on that, that video will probably be coming out early Sunday morning. So just to let y'all know what this weekend's going to look like. This Memorial Day weekend is a lot to cover for wrestling. But I hope you guys enjoyed it again. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And so, yeah.